Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday again. It's come around so quickly, I must admit, but this week's been particularly busy. As you can see, I've got my name, date and tile number 6 all ready to go on my tile. So there's a few things I want to show you today. So hopefully we're going to get through this one. Are we up for a challenge? I'm sure we are. Here we go then. Have you done this? Onto there. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit larger. All right. So we're going to start. I'm going to be nice and kind to you. Actually, we're going to start with our pencil today, and I'm going to work without the border for now. So I'm going to worry about my dots and my border. And I'm going to sort of work in this bottom corner here. Now, if you feel that you want to work in this bottom corner, that's absolutely fine. So it depends what's comfortable for you. I'm going to start with sort of a rectangle. Do it lightly because obviously we're going to go over this with pen in a moment, and you'll see why I've started it in pencil. You might want to hang on and you can sort of see the size of it. So I'm just going to add a slight corner rounding to those ones, and then I'm going to add a border around it. Now, thinking about the thickness of my pencil, it's a bit narrower than my pencil, so I'm going to add those two. See, then I turn my tile so I can sort of get the same idea going. Oh, okay, and then I'm going to round those corners too. Now keep this light because you don't want to be seeing all the pencil work afterwards. Okay. Hi there, everybody. Right, we okay with that? So far, so good. So I see I might just curve that a little bit less there. All right. Once we're happy with that shape, then go ahead and do it. And I'm going to go round it in pen. There we go. Following it down, turning my tile as I go. So I'm following the same process. Just used that pencil line as a guide. Oh, you notice my board today as well, a bit different. This is my board from my travel kit. So I've travelled light this morning. It goes inside my little bag. So I thought I'd bring this one out for a change. How are you getting on with yours? I actually think some of the work that you've been putting on Facebook of your journal pages and your boards is absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really blown away by what you've been doing. So there we go. So you can see that's the right way around there. You see I've got this sort of rectangle with slightly rounded corners, and then I've got a border. The same again. Hi, Jacqueline. I'm recognising quite a few of these names. I've been signing pick lists yesterday, and I've still got some today to do. So it's been lovely to sort of see that. Thank you. I really do mean that. Thank you. If it wasn't for people like yourselves, I'm not quite sure what I'd be doing, if I'm honest. But we're getting there. Okay. So I am quite aware that I do turn it and I'm working on the side. It's just sort of the nature where the camera is. So I apologise for that. But hopefully you get the idea. So I'm going to be working on this frame, and you notice that I'm actually straighting with my pen. So on this top section, I'm going to put a triangle and a triangle, and then here we go. Oh, Sue Brown, I recognise that name. I'm sure I've just signed your pick list. There we go. Oh, Bernadette, I'm glad you got it. My husband had a few issues with the post office, I must admit, but we're doing our best. We're getting them out as soon as we can for you. Okay, you can see here that I'm doing that same triangle, sort of in that corner, and I'm turning around, and in that corner too. Oh, hi Vi, you managed to find me. Oh, I think I confuse it sometimes because I've got 2 pages. Oh, there we go. So here then I've got space between here. So what I'm going to do is create another triangle, but I want to cross over this one. So I'm going to start from here and go across, and then start from here, go across. So I've definitely got my edges going into each other there. Same there, joining at the top. So I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to do the same here. So one there, and one there. It's a little bit wider to go to, but that's fine. There we go. Turning it round. Now here that's going to be a bit too wide, so I'm going to get 2 in there. There's one, and there's the other. Okay. Hi Garth, your parcel went with Hermes. He came early, so I think I was about 20 short of getting all the ones I wanted to get out today. I couldn't complain though, at least he's come to fetch them. Same here. One there, and I'm going to do one there. You notice that they're not all the same width, they're not all exactly measured. It really doesn't matter. There we go. So I've got that kind of thing going on. Alright. So again, I've sort of worked it so it's in that bottom right hand corner. I say bottom, bottom-ish. Okay. Alright then. So what I'm going to do now, you know how much I love my little bubbles. So I'm going to actually follow that all the way around, going round the outline with these little bubbles. Now remember, they don't have to be perfect circles. They just have to be something that makes you happy, really. They've got their own little characteristics. There we go, look. Working my way round. Okay. There we go. Turning as we go. Working it through. I think just while you're doing this, it's just nice to, just be thankful for something. I mean, I know I'm here. I'm able to get out because I'm not meeting anybody sort of coming from my house to my office. But I'm really thankful that I actually have got something to come to my office to do. So yeah, it's hard work, you're signing all these pick lists and getting all these orders out. But I'm really, really thankful that I'm able to do that at the moment. So that's quite nice. Quite humbled, really. Okay, so we've got this kind of thing going on. Let's take it a little step further. And I'm not going to worry about trying to get this in the gaps. I'm just going to go round. Let me make that a little bit bigger with this little bump type shape. Okay. There we go. Just sort of following it around. I'm not trying to sort of work it between those little bubbles at all. It's just almost another row of a shape on the top there. There we go. Easy so far, isn't it? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I mean, I'm enjoying them myself, really, and I think I'm just getting the same amount, if not more, probably out of it than you are. So it's nice that you're watching. So let's have a look at that from a distance. All right, we've got a bit of a border going on there. Okay. All right, this moment I'm just going to put my pen down for a while, and I'm going to come in with my pencil, and I'm going to sort of look at this bottom right edge here, and I'll actually do it that way so you can see which way I'm working. And what I'm going to do, working on the side, I'm going to add in some pencil along here. See, I've not gone all the way along, and then I'm going to bring it up bank. Okay, and again, I've probably gone about halfway. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. I'll put some about the same distance, look, and then I'm going to work my way up there. Maybe not as far up, just about that much. Okay, so I've worked on the same sort of side, part of the shape there. And again, just over those bubbles, I'm doing the same again. Now, I know somebody asked me about shading during our last session, so I thought that I'd I'd look at different elements of things that we can do here, just to sort of give you an idea. So you can see I've kept it on the same shape there, on the same side. So in with my tortillon. Let's just give that a little bit of a smooth out. I'm not going to overdo that, I'm just covering that a little bit. Same here. Just smoothing it round a little bit. There we go. So we've got a little bit of dimension there, hopefully. And then here I'm going to bring it round and sort of follow, you know, because I've got that curve there. Oh, Janet. Hey. Thank you for joining us. There we go. You see that I've sort of spread it a little bit more. It's getting a little bit lighter as I go up there. And I've not gone quite to the edge. You see you've got that white sort of like little line there, that white strip. There we go, and it's getting less and less. I'm getting easier on the pressure. There we go. So let's have a little look at that. Okay. So we've got something now that's a little bit three-dimensional here, and you've got a little bit of shadow there and a bit of a light source. Now, if we wanted to, and I said I'm sure you're up for a challenge, you could put a couple of little cracks in there. You see where this is going? Not many. There we go. All right. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, that's nice. I look forward to it as well, Sally. I really do. So now I'm going in again with pencil, and I'm going to just go over these lines. Now, see, it's quite a rough going over, and I'm not pressing on too much, but I'm just going over each one. Okay, just turning it as I go. Working my way round. Sometimes you can be a little bit too neat with this. You want something that's going to look a little bit rough at the minute, because then when you use your tortillon, it's going to smooth it anyway. But I'm just sort of going over the lines. There we go. Okay, nearly done. There we go. So it's a little bit rough, but that's absolutely fine. Because as I said, when you're going to go in with this, I'm going to go in and just very gently smooth it. Now I want to try and keep some of the paper underneath. So I don't want to cover all of it. I'm just smoothing it out a touch. Alright, there we go. So you see when I'm coming to where I've shaded before, it's going to be a little bit darker, but that's fine. That's what we planned. Okay. You see, I'm not putting too much effort into getting that, you know, to sort of move too much. I'm just smoothing it off a little bit. There we go. Almost there. Just a little bit there. Okay, let's have a look at that from a distance then. All right, there we go. So, yes, still a tangle, and we've added some patterns around it, but it's actually looking a little bit, or I'm hoping it's looking a little bit like a jewel. That's what I was sort of after. That was the idea. So, hopefully that's something that you've got too. So let's move on then. And this is where I did say a bit of a challenge today. I hope you're feeling brave, because we're just going to go for this. What am I going to do then? I'm going to sort of start, because I've got this large space here. That's where I'm going to be working. And I'm going to start off. Now you might want to watch this before you actually do it yourself. So just give me 1 minute. A deep breath. Here we go. So I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to go up and round, almost like I'm doing a big spiral, big swirl. And I'm going to come in on myself. Okay. And then I'm going to follow that back round, nice and gentle, You see, I feel I need to stop there because it was going to go a bit awry. And pick it up again, bring it round, and join it back. Okay, what sort of pencil am I using? Okay, yeah, my pencil, it's just a little bit softer than a HB, but not quite too soft. If you've got a HB, that's absolutely fine. Just put little bits on at a time and just see how far you can get it to travel. Don't worry too much about it. If you're using a really hard pencil, like a 2H or a 3H, that's not going to give you this nice sort of shadowing effect. So that's where you're sort of working to. But yeah, HB's fine. 2B is probably soft enough. You don't want to be going any more than that. Okay. How do you keep your tortoise shell? Yeah, okay, that's an easy one to answer. Use a nail file or a piece of sandpaper and just file it to a point. That's all it needs. You can actually, if you open a paper clip, I don't know if you can see, and you can, if you pop a paper clip down there, and you can actually push that back out, but you've got to open your paper clip up fully. But as I say, at the moment, that's not too bad. It's getting to the point. But yeah, use a file and actually file it this towards the point as you're turning it, and it'll sharpen it up a little bit. Okay, how have we done with our first little muka here then? That's what it's called, muka. I think you're all trying to put me off carrying on. Here we go. So I'm going to do another one, but this time I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to come up here, round. So I've got that ball on the end. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger so you can see that. And then from there, I'm going to pick it up and come back round. I love drawing these. All right, so we've got a bit of a crisscross going. All right. Hi, Janet. Yeah, my dogs need a bit of a walk. Although I don't know if you saw the picture I put on Facebook last night. I was having a bath and Benji decided to come and pretend to be a lifeguard. He's getting so big. Oh yeah, look. So I've got one there now, just going behind that gem. Yeah. And then let's have another one here. It's going almost behind, it's coming back round and through. Alright, let's have a close look at that. There we go. That's not looking too bad at all. Let's have another one. Okay, let's go from here. Let's have one that's a little bit smaller maybe this time. You see, I'm just using my pen just to follow through where it's going to go as I work it underneath. So here we go. So let's say we've got one. Let's do one here. So start here. It's coming from through there, look, under there, round, back in on itself, and back through. Do you know, sometimes it's even trickier to do them quite slowly. But no, that's all right. I'm just going to put another one here, I think. Here we go. There we go. One in there. Alright, quite liking that. Do I want, no, maybe I want a bigger one coming out there later. I might see how I feel. I'm going to come back to it. Because what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to the opposite side. And I'm going to create some more of these wonderful little shapes. Yeah, one that way. And then one here. Following through. That way. There we go. Let's have another one coming through this way. Alright. Now I don't know if some of you have been looking at posts throughout the week. There was one that was put on there by another crafter, and I did a phone case for her. So if you're looking at, if you've seen that phone case and you're now looking at this, you think, actually, I can sort of see how it was done now. I thought I'd give you a version that you could have a go at yourself. If you've not seen it, you need to go and have a look at it. It's done in full colour though, that one. Might have another one sticking out here. Now it's entirely up to you how many you want to put in there. You can go all the way around if you want. I think I'm just going to leave it at that probably. There we go. Alright, it's not looking too bad at all, that one. So let's have a look now at, again, some bubbles in there. Different sizes. You don't have to fill the whole thing in, but it's just nice to give it a little bit of interest. Certainly, you know, where things are joining together. Let's have one there. Some. You can also do some and just, you know, colour those in. So you could have a bit of a contrast there between the black and just the outlines. Okay, so a couple there. So what have you all been up to then since Wednesday? Been busy? Loads of people have been decorating. My house could do with a little bit of that, but for now we're going to leave it. And I've been here packing parcels. My husband was here yesterday actually, so if you do get a parcel that you find that the label's a little bit dodgy, I'm going to blame him. He did it. He's not very good at getting the sticky backs off. It's quite funny to watch. Oh, there. So you know, see where there's some of them, some little gaps and things. I'm just gonna fill them in with a bit of colour. You see, it's starting to sort of add a bit of interest now. There we go. Oh, Deborah, I can't wait for you to, you will get these dream catchers and start working with them. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what you're going to do with them. I absolutely love it, I really do. It's just one, you know, that sometimes these things come to you and you think, I've just got to do that, that'd be lovely. There we go. Glorious sunny morning from Washington. Well, hello, welcome. I can tell you now, it's not sunny here. It's really not sunny. Everywhere's grey and covered over with that horrible sort of white sky that you can't really do anything with. And it's pretty chilly here in the office, and we're conserving our gas bottles because obviously everywhere's shut and we're not going to be able to get any more. So we're working with coats, but that's all fine. That's absolutely fine. It's really nice actually going home and having a warm bath afterwards. So I'm thankful for that. So you see, 2 things to be thankful for today. I'm sure there are more. Here we go. So there's absolutely no rush for this, and you can put as little or as much as you like in. You just take your time and just sort of fill it as you go in and just sort of see where it leads. So although I've got a bit of a plan, I know where I'm going with it. You don't need to worry about that. There we go. Let's have some sort of random bubbles. Okay. So far, so good. Oh yeah, Janet. Yeah, I don't get a choice when I play with the dogs. So we're certainly with Seth's not too bad because he's getting on a little bit now. But Benji just wants to play all the time. And even if you want to work, he's going to come and help you work. It's fine. Yes, I will put the Dreamcatcher in the shop, Dawn, but I need to get my orders out first because obviously that's sort of done and sorted, so people need to get them, but I will. And I am going to be putting, you know, the little journal out of the On The Go collection that's got pre-printed pages in there. I'm going to be putting that in as well, but I just need to get these orders out first, so yeah. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thanks for that. That's lovely. Hi, Lane. Right, how are we doing with that then? Are we done enough, do you think? You happy with it so far? Okay. I like that, actually. I like it in that corner as well. All right. Just for this next step, I am going to use one of my other tiles because I do sort of want a straight edge. I know I don't normally worry about that too much, but I am going to give myself a bit of a straight edge. So here, one of my other tiles, and as I'm going to do, I'm going to line it up and I'm going to draw myself a border. So it's quite fine. I'm going straight in with pen. Okay. Now if you look at the thickness of my pen, there we go, towards the thickness of the line, you can see that it's quite fine. Does that give you a little bit of an indication? I don't want you to measure it or anything. It just needs to be a little bit narrower than perhaps what we usually do. There we go. Following that through. Turning around. Same again. Now, so I get mine straight, I do actually sort of look at either side to make sure my tile's lined up. Now this is where it comes into its own, because you see here where I've actually already got some drawing. I'm just going to go through that. So I've not actually drawn through that. Same that side. Okay. So from there, all the way through to there. We go, finish that bit. Alright, bit of a border. So I'm going to do the same again, but this time I'm going to come in a little bit. Now you see here, and if I draw this line, you'll see sort of, let's go in there, the sort of thickness that I'm doing. And again, I'm just going to go underneath what I've already drawn. So you see there, look. Again, it's not as thick as my pen. Possibly, if you're looking at sort of this little bit here. Oh, look, cut myself. That's just one. Look at this one. Yeah, that's about packaging. There you go, look. So there you can see the thickness. No pain, no gain, that's what I say. Here we go. Right, next one. In there. Turning it round. From here to here. There we go. Oh, this one's going to be tricky. Look, I've got to stop there. Underneath that one. Underneath that one. Okay, and the last one. It's lovely to see everybody, by the way, saying hello to each other. Because a lot of us, we do know each other, and it's nice to just sort of connect, even if it is virtually. There we go. Alright, so I don't need that tile anymore. Alright, so I've got my little border going all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go a bit larger in there, and I'm going to focus on, there we go, this section here. Oh, hi Caroline. Your first session, don't worry, you're doing absolutely fine. Just keep going. Just follow what we're doing. There's no need to rush. There's no need to try and keep up. Okay, so if you're looking at this corner here, I'm not going to go right on the corner. I'm going to sort of work it in so it's there. Okay, so I've left a little gap. And then I'm going to colour in that section. Okay, now I know some of you might have thicker pens to use just to colour those in. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to stick with whatever we've got in the emergency kit, just so we're all working on, on the same level playing field, so to speak. So I've done one either side. Okay, and then I'm going to pick in the middle. So that's going to be about there. There we go. All right. And then I'll probably go, yeah, let's go. Put one in the middle of there. Just fill that one in again. One in the middle here. You see where that's going? I'm just splitting my space up each time. Just filling it in. Okay, and I bet I'll get another one in there, look. Might have to be a bit thinner, but that's okay. Same there. Just keep going with it. Same there. So you can see each time I'm just sort of going, finding sort of the centre of the space that I've given myself. So there, look. And then filling it in. It's a bit like a zebra crossing. So I'm going to do that on the next side. So same again, look, and I've just left myself a bit of a gap there. And then we're going to fill that section in. And then the same on this side, again, left a bit of a gap. Fill that section in. Sort of the middle. Fill that one in. Go. And split that one. And fill that in. And split that one. Or maybe that was a little bit wide, but it's there now. That's okay. Okay, and then again in the middle. Of each one. So you've got this sort of stripe going round. Same with this one. You find, sometimes when you're doing this, you might find that you start to press on with your pen, or you're sort of clutching it a bit tighter. Just relax it a little bit. Let it do the work. Sometimes you just got to let go of it and hold it again. Just let that pen work along the paper. There's no need to press on at all. Okay, I'm just going to guess where the end is there. It's about there maybe. There we go. Sort of middle as well. There we go, it's in there somewhere. And then same as before, splitting my space. So I'm going to lose that little bubble. But that's okay. I know it's there. Same there. It's going to go behind that one. And this one. You see, sometimes we do draw our border first and then we can ignore it if we choose to. But on the odd occasion, it's nice to go in and put the border in afterwards. Depends what you feel like doing at the time, but there's no absolute rules as to what you have to do first. You can add it as and when you want to. There we go. Turning it again. Oh, thank you, Pam. It's nice to know that my demos are being watched and they're useful enough anyway. There we go. That's it. Alright, keep going with this one then. I'm just going to fill these in. I'm on my last side here, but I'm just doing exactly the same that I did before. Got a little bubble there. Look, I'm going to go round that, keep that one. And then here. And then just filling that space in. And then I'm going to squeeze one in there. And one in there. I hope the pace is okay, by the way. I know sometimes I can go a little bit quick, but I've not got you in front of me, so I can't sort of see the pace you're going at. I mean, you have got the opportunity, I suppose you can sort of rewind this, not watch it later and that kind of thing. But I hope it's okay. Oh, Bridget. I hope it sorts itself out soon. It's not what you want, is it? There we go. All right. Okay, so looks a little bit. Ooh, where's she going with this? What we're going to do? But it's there or thereabouts. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just enlarge it a little bit so you can see the next step. You see there's a few bits missing, but I can't get quite close because I've got a camera in between me and the picture I'm working on. See, so I'm going to do a thinner line either side of that thick one, and then same again, and same again. You see now why I left that little bit of a gap? Forward planning for that one. So each one now I'm going to go across and I'm going to add in that thin line either side. Okay, just working my way around. When I get to the end, I'm going to turn my tile and I'm going to do the same again. Go. Nice and gentle. Get my way through. Alright, it's going to be one there, look. One there. Just sort of squeeze that in. Just turn my tile each time. And then again, a little line either side. Little line either side. Just working my way around. Now this particular tangle, at the moment we're doing it on a straight line. It's a really nice one to do as well. If you do a spiral and then actually work this pattern in that spiral, and then when you shade it, it looks pretty awesome. I like this one. There we go. Actually, I'm sure somewhere I've got I'll have a picture of it, or I'll have the actual tile that I can perhaps post later and show you what it looks like in a swirl. So we've got that kind of thing. Okay. All right. Deep breath. Whew. All that colouring in. So, in with our pencil then. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these sections first. Now, again, we sort of wanted to look at shading a little bit and where do you put it. It all depends on what it is you've drawn, and I can't give you a rule for, that's going to work generically for everything. But looking at these, think of them as weighty, and you've got a little bit of heaviness here. And where would that weight sort of sit? And you've got to think it's going to sort of sit on that bottom edge. You might put it, but I'm going to go here because as it comes around and falls. So on each one, I'm going to put some of that shadow where I think it's going to be the heaviest, if that makes sense. So I've done the same on all of them. All right, that's where that weight's going to be. Okay. And then looking here, I've got one going underneath the other. So this one's going to have a little bit of shade underneath there. And same here, a little bit of shadow underneath where they cross. And a little bit there maybe. And here, look, I've got one underneath there. And then this one's going underneath there. And while I've got some of those large bubbles in the same area, I'm just going to add that same sort of weightiness, or that same little line on those ones. Okay. There we go. So then in with our tortillon and smooth round. Now you notice sometimes I will do swirls and sometimes I'll do straight. The swirls will sort of move the pencil a little bit further. There we go. I'm being ever so gentle. You see, I've not really done much on the edge. I've sort of brought it more in. There we go. That can go up there a little bit, see? There we go. Same here, look. Swirls. So this is our 6th tile. If you've been following these videos from the beginning, you'll have, by the end of today, you'll have 6 pages in your journal finished. My goodness. I would have thought we'd ever have time to do all that. There we go. Working it through. Rita, you have to do it as well. I know it's relaxing, but you do have to do it. But you still wish you were in Florida. That nice warm sunshine. There we go. So filling those as I go. Swirling. There we go. So I'm just slowly working my way around. You see, I'm not putting any pressure on at all. I'm just letting the tortillon, push that graphite over the top of the paper, really. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Okay. So let's go back to this frame or this border that we've done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of not start on as a flat. I'm going to sort of come in more now and use the point or the end of the pencil, and I'm going to draw in a line of graphite. So even in that bit there, all along that edge. See, I've not done a lot there. It's quite a thin line because I'm going to do the same on this line. So either side, you've got this thin line of pencil. Hi Sheila. No, they're just on Facebook. YouTube's a little bit distant for me at the minute. I do mean to go on and get some done on YouTube, but I just haven't found the time. But I'm sure I will. But yeah, just on Facebook for now. Okay, so I'm working my way around, turning my tile as I go, and just adding in that line. Just a nice thin line either side. There we go. Turning it round. This is my last one. I'm just ignoring those little bubbles. You can go over them or you can go around them. It's entirely up to you. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Oh, Bernadette's no problem. That's what I said. If I can help and somebody's got a question, please ask. Okay. So now this is where you're shading on this particular border and needs to sort of be thought about a little bit. So the idea is you're going to keep the middle section with absolutely no graphite at all. So I'm going to work in very, very small swirls just to sort of get that going and then smooth it out. Okay, and then the same on the other side. Let's just sort of move it a little bit and then straighten it out. Now you can see there I've smoothed out this edge and this edge, but I've still got the paper shining through. It looks like it's shining through that middle section there. So let's continue to do that, working my way along the rest of that edge. Okay, just a little bit here. See that bit coming round? Now if I just move out a little bit of that, you can see now the difference just by adding that pencil on either side, and then compared to this side where I've not done that yet. Oh, Tracy, yeah, don't you worry about it. You've got everything you need in those kits. You'll be hooked in no time. It is very addictive. But it's in a good way. Hopefully, anyway, in a good way. Certainly passes some time. I think I said the other day, actually, it feels like, when you've done this for a little bit, and you feel like you've just sort of come out of a bit of a nap. You're like, oh, okay, what happened there then? It's all good. Sometimes, even if you spend just 10-15 minutes doing a little bit, I find sometimes if I've got a lot to do, and you can get overwhelmed if you're not careful with it. And I just think, I'm just going to sit for 10 minutes and do this, and then you feel like you're coming to it, or whatever it was you were doing originally, with like a fresh pair of eyes. It just chills you out a little bit. Okay. Same with this last one then. There we go. Just working it through. Alright, let's have a look at that one then. So let's have a look at what we've got. Look at that border. Okay, how three-dimensional it looks. Now I know I mentioned in our emergency kits we don't have anything else other than the pen, pencil, tortillon, but if you have a white pencil or a white pen, you can go along the centre of this particular frame and it will actually highlight that centre a lot more, so you could go straight through the black with a white pencil, white pen, and it would look pretty stunning. But we're just going to stick with what it is we've got in our packs. Okay, so I'm back in with my pen and I'm just going to go back over that border just to sort of redefine it, just on the inside. Okay, it might not look much different to you, but when you look at your own and you think, do you know what, actually it does just enhance it that little bit more. There we go. Not got a straight edge, but that really doesn't matter. I'm going in now freehand. That's fine. There we go. Alright, just this last one here. Ignore that little bubble. Alright, almost done. There we go. Alright. Now, there's something that I really like to do a lot, and some of the colourists that come to classes here are going to go, I know what she's going to do now. And being that we're talking about shading, I thought we'd have a look at a drop shadow. Before you all go, oh my word, I'll never do that, don't panic. Let's sort of take it gently, okay? Never slept so well. Well, that's it, that's what it's about, isn't it? You just sort of, you lose yourself a little bit. So now what you've got to do, you've got to pick a side. And because I originally worked on this bottom right hand edge, I'm going to look at my little bubbles here and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. Let's work on this one because there's not much else around it. So I'm going to look at this one and I'm going to put a little, I'm going to repeat that little smirk but here. And you see where I've left a gap? Yeah. And then with my tortillon I'm just going to smooth it really gently. Same with this one. Same with this one. Okay, and then let's have a look at that. Alright, you see how that sort of lifts it a bit? Okay, so let's go a little bit further then, and let's look at this shape here. So I'm going to put a little bit underneath. You see it's quite thick there, but then it's gone quite thin. Same here, I've gone thick there and thin underneath. And then let's just shade that out and have a look at it. Okay, so at the moment you think everything's sort of at the bottom. There we go. And then this one here, I'm going to go just underneath there. But you see I've not gone all the way around, I'm just doing that bottom edge and stopped there. Smooth that a little bit. Same with this one. A little bit under there. A bit under there. You see I've gone a little bit, I'm not sort of keeping it uniform in terms of a nice thin line. It's sort of a bit wider at the bottom there, look. And again, let's just smooth that off. Just a touch. And that one there that I've done. Right, let's have a look at that from a distance then. Okay, so I'll go a bit bigger. So you can see here, look, where you've got this little bit of shading compared to these where they don't have any. This looks like it's sort of lifted off the page a little bit. Okay, so let's keep going then. A little bit. You can't really see it much there because it's sort of in with that black border. So, but I'm still going to put it in. Still pouring it in. Right, you're not going to see much there, but here let's bring that down so it's thin there, bring it a bit thicker, and then on that bottom bit there, let's have a little bit on those little bubbles as well, and then smooth it out just a touch with that tortillon. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. All right. Oh, which white pen is best now? That's the question, isn't it? I've got two white pens that I quite like. I like the Sakura pen because you can get it in different thicknesses. It's a white gel pen. I think it's a jelly roll, and that works really nicely. But sometimes it's not. I don't think it's quite fine enough for what I want to do. So if I'm wanting something really fine, then I say really fine, as fine as I can get one at the minute, I will tend to go for a white uniball gel pen. Sometimes they don't clog up as much as the Sakuras, but it's a case that you've got to go with a preference, I think, is what you prefer. So I tend to have both, and it depends what I'm doing. Now you see this one here, look. I've actually left a gap, because the further your gap is, the more that this looks like it's lifted off the page, but I have joined it either side. So let's just go in and smooth that out with the tortillon. There we go. Working my way around. Okay, this is what makes it like, it's not just a tile anymore. This is becoming a little miniature piece of artwork. And if any of you say you wanted to have a go at the phone case, then this is something. Or even, if you've got like a box that you've got that you think, oh, I'm going to do a bit of a decoration on that. You want something a little bit more arty. There we go. Hey, Julie. See there where that looks now like this is lifting up? Okay. Oh, Sheila, the first time. Hang on, I'm going to have to move my string to read the next on your videos. My voice is relaxing. I don't think my husband would agree with that all the time, but thank you. But yeah, where have you been? Where have you been? You need to sort of catch up on the others and have a bit of fun with this. Okay, just finishing those little bubbles off. And let's just smooth that one. There we go. Working my way around. A bit there. And those little bubbles. And then a little bit in here. Nice and gentle. Alright, let's have a look at that. Okay. Last little bit. I know we've done a lot of shading on this today, but I was asked the question. So it's nice to try and get as many different techniques in as possible. Alright, nice and lightly now, and again I'm back to the side of the pencil. Just turning my tile as I go. And I'm just adding some graphite now on the inside of that frame. Just work your way around there gently. And up through here. There we go. And then with my tortillon, I'm just nice and gently just gonna, actually I'm gonna turn it this way a bit, and I'm just gonna work my way down. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing, I'm just sort of keeping it straight as best I can. There we go. I'll just bring that one out a little bit. Just turning as I go. Taking it easy. There we go. Turning again. This one's a little trickier because I've got things to sort of go around. Oh, a bit there, missed. And from there, working it through to there. Okay. Now, if I wasn't working with an emergency kit and I'd got my craft stash, then I think I'd certainly be using some glitter, some clear glitter, to go over this, just to sort of bring out the fact that it's a bit of a gem in there. And it might also be nice, and if you wanted to add a touch of colour using a coloured gel pen or something and adding some little bubbles, maybe a bit of gold or silver, would look really nice. But it's sort of taking tangling from just it being relaxing to now being a little mini piece of art. But I thought, being that we're tile number 6 in, I thought we could take it. Yeah. Oh, Karen, I'm not saying it is dead easy. I'm just saying give it a go. You know, it's relatively easy. It's simple steps. It's taking your time, and I'm giving you the techniques, and you've just got to sort of make it your own. So go for it. You see, I'm just going to fiddle just a touch now, and I'm going to add my black pen back around that section there and that there. You know, just where I did that original shading. And again, it just pulls it out a little bit. There we go. Might even do a touch up there as well. Oh, sorry, touch up there in the corner. I was getting that carried away then with my own tile. I forgot that I needed to be in screen. Sorry. Okay. All right. Yes, Pat, this is your project for tonight. And I think, do you know what, actually, could you imagine doing something like this, but maybe putting 2 tiles together and actually, hang on, let me just do that, and actually extending it so it's longer, or even maybe, I don't know, maybe going even bigger with it, adding a couple of these or trying different shapes. That would look really good. So there's a lot to think about with this one. Now, as you can imagine, I know I've had a really busy few days, so I've not been able to actually create a journal page with this just as yet. But you see some coloured jewels there, look. But I will, over the weekend, I'm hoping to have a little bit of time. I've actually brought Pauline Wheeler's card kit that she was advertising on Facebook, so I'm hoping to mix a bit of card making. You know, a couple of card toppers with some of the tangling and see what I can do there, just to sort of have, I don't know, maybe half a day off this weekend, just to sort of chill out a little bit. But I will certainly put this on a journal page, and I'll post it when I've done it so you can see it. I hope you've enjoyed that one. It's something really a bit different, and that's what I've tried to do each session, is give you something different that you can then sort of work on in your own time. Hi Pauline, I was talking about you, your card. I'm going to have a go at your card kit this weekend. But what I'd like to do on Monday, and I know somebody asked, is about bringing colour into your tangles. Now, I'm more than happy to do that, but again, I'm going to try and work with basic equipment. So I don't want you to panic and think, oh my goodness, I don't have anything. So if you've got some coloured pencils lying around the house, that would be really nice if you could have them prepped nice and sharp as best you can, and have them with you for our next session on Monday. If you've got a white pencil, that would be brilliant, but if not, don't panic too much. So sort of think about what kind of colours you'd like to use. Maybe you'd like to go down the red and orange, whether you'd like to do blue and green. Nothing serious, but it's just something that when I sort of hit you with colour on Monday, you don't think, oh my goodness, what is she doing? So that's something just to prep for if you would like. So okay, paper stub. It's not actually a pencil. If I've got, let me find a clean one so you can see what it actually is. It's rolled up paper. Here we go. Let me find something else that I can give you that's dark. There we go. Look, it's rolled up paper, and if you can quite see, hang on, let me keep it still for long enough. You see there where it's actually been rolled. You can see the paper rolls. So it's just, oh there, look, purely paper. And as you actually sort of rub this along the graphite sort of sticks to the paper and it just moves along. So you see, here's one that I've been working with. Okay, and it just sort of holds on. But that actually now, if I was to use it on a piece of paper, there we go, here's my tile, look. I've actually got enough graphite on there. I could probably, yeah, look, you can see where it's just, so it's almost like it's transferring and it's just smudging. So there are other tools out there, but this is probably the most cheapest and the most economical that you can come up with. So that's it. So it's got no graphite on it per se. Whatever's on it now is from the pencil. Okay. So homework. Honestly, you really don't have to do it. You can just just do your own thing and just do the simple tile. That would look lovely on a card, wouldn't it? To give to somebody or push through somebody's letterbox at the moment just to say thinking of you. I do suppose we should sign it. Here we go. So I'm going to sign it. Oh, I'm going to sign it in this bit here, look. Just sneak it in there. There we go. Alright, leaving it there. Just to say I owned it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Have fun with it. Have a little play. So if you've not seen Carly's phone case, then have a look sort of a little bit further down my page and you can see where that came from now you've had a go at this. But give it a go. Honestly, give it a go. Have a little bit of glitter to it. And even if you want to try with your coloured pencils, give that a go too. You'll love it. It's a really nice one. So have fun, enjoy, have a lovely weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday and we'll keep it 2 o'clock so we all know which we're going. Oh, Sally, which page? I don't know what you mean, which page? I'm sorry, but if you message me and ask me or give me a little bit more info, I'll try and answer your question. Okay, so back to packing. I want everything done and sorted, so whatever's left will be out with Hermes on Monday, hopefully Monday afternoon. It gives me a bit more time. So I'll see you soon. All right, you take care. Bye.